Nikola Tesla. Imagine a world without electricity, without the technology that powers our daily lives. For many, it's hard to even picture. But what if I told you that one man's vision helped shape the world as we know it today? That man is Nikola Tesla, a genius whose ideas were far ahead of his time. Today, we dive into the incredible journey of a man who dared to think differently, whose life is as fascinating as the technology he brought to life. Nikola Tesla's name is often linked with groundbreaking inventions that changed the course of history. But his life was far from ordinary. Tesla wasn't just an inventor. He was a visionary. He imagined a world that others didn't even dream of. Yet, despite his brilliance, he faced incredible challenges and struggles. From humble beginnings to rivalries that shaped the future of electrical power, Tesla's story is one of ambition, conflict, and an unyielding drive to change the world. But what made him stand out from all the other inventors of his time? What drove him to revolutionize technology? And what was it that ultimately led to his rise and fall? In this video, we're going to explore Tesla's life from the very beginning, his rise to fame, and how his genius reshaped modern science. Let's take a closer look at the incredible life of Nikola Tesla. Nikola Tesla was born on July 10, 1856, in the village of Smiljan, located in what is now Croatia. At the time, the region was part of the Austrian Empire. But it was here, in a small house surrounded by nature, that one of history's greatest minds would begin his journey. Tesla was the fourth of 5 children in the Tesla family. His father, Milutin, was a writer and a priest, and his mother, Georgina, was an inventor in her own right, though she never had formal recognition for it. Tesla's mother had a significant influence on his life, inspiring him with her inventive spirit and love of science, even though she never received the education to pursue her ideas further. From a young age, Tesla was a curious and brilliant child, often lost in his own thoughts. He was known for his vivid imagination, which, even as a child, allowed him to see things in his mind before they physically existed. This ability to visualize complex ideas became one of Tesla's greatest strengths. It was said that Tesla could mentally test his inventions before ever building them, something that set him apart from other inventors of his time. Tesla attended school in the nearby town of Graz, where he excelled in mathematics and physics. His brilliance was evident early on, and by the time he was a teenager, his teachers had already recognized his extraordinary potential. However, Tesla's childhood wasn't without its hardships. At the age of 7, he contracted cholera, and for nearly 9 months, his health was in jeopardy. But his resilience was unmistakable. Tesla recovered, and it was during this time that his interest in science grew even stronger. As a young man, Tesla's family expected him to follow in his father's footsteps and become a writer or a priest, but Tesla had different plans. His passion for science and invention led him to enroll at the Technical University at Graz, Austria. There, he began to refine his skills, learning the principles of electrical engineering and gaining the knowledge that would eventually lead to his groundbreaking discoveries. However, it was here that Tesla's rebellious nature began to surface. He was known to challenge the authority of his professors, often questioning established methods and theories. It was clear that Tesla would never be satisfied with conventional thinking. Though Tesla was an exceptional student, his time at Graz was short-lived. For reasons that remain unclear, he left the university without completing his degree, a decision that would shape his future path. Tesla's early years were marked by a mix of brilliance, curiosity, and a fierce desire to forge his own path, regardless of the obstacles in his way. After leaving Graz, Tesla's next big move was to venture to Budapest in 1881. It was here that Tesla first began to make waves in the world of electrical engineering. He was employed by the Budapest Telephone Exchange, where his natural ability to solve electrical problems quickly gained the attention of his peers. But it wasn't too long before Tesla felt confined in a job that didn't challenge his innovative spirit. He knew that he was destined for something bigger. In 1882, Tesla made a major move to Paris, where he worked for the Continental Edison Company. This company, founded by Thomas Edison, was a pioneer in the development of electric power. And Tesla's work with them allowed him to gain practical experience with the technology he was so passionate about. During this time, Tesla's understanding of electricity deepened, and he began to formulate ideas that would eventually lead to some of his greatest inventions. Tesla's real breakthrough came when he moved to the United States in 1884, with little more than a letter of introduction to Thomas Edison. He arrived in New York with only 4 cents in his pocket, but his mind was brimming with ideas. It didn't take long for him to get a job working with Edison himself, a man who had already achieved international recognition for his work with direct current, DC, electricity. Edison was intrigued by Tesla's brilliance, and Tesla quickly became a key part of Edison's team. However, Tesla's vision for the future didn't align with Edison's. Edison was a staunch supporter of direct current, a system of electricity that was inefficient for long-distance transmission. Tesla, on the other hand, was convinced that alternating current, AC, was the solution to the world's electrical problems. AC could travel much further and was much more efficient, and Tesla was determined to prove it. Tesla's persistence led to a crucial turning point. In 1887, he left Edison's company after a falling out and began developing his own ideas. He worked tirelessly, building prototypes and refining his theories. It was during this time that he developed the alternating current induction motor, a key invention that would set him on the path to global recognition. In 1888, Tesla's work caught the attention of George Westinghouse, a wealthy industrialist who was eager to promote AC power. Westinghouse saw the potential in Tesla's ideas and offered him a partnership. Together, they would go on to challenge Edison's dominance in the electrical field, forever changing the way the world would use and distribute electrical power. Tesla's rise was nothing short of meteoric. By the late 1880s, he was already a well-known figure in the world of science and innovation. His inventions, like the Tesla coil, were groundbreaking and caught the attention of both the scientific community and the general public. But as his success grew, so did the challenges he faced, both financially and personally. The rivalry between Nikola Tesla and Thomas Edison is one of the most famous in history, and it all began over the type of electrical system that would power the world. Edison, having already achieved success with his invention of the incandescent light bulb, was a strong proponent of direct current, DC. DC was the dominant form of electrical power in the United States at the time, but it had significant limitations. DC could only travel short distances, and its use in large cities was inefficient and costly. Tesla, on the other hand, had a different vision. He believed that alternating current, A, was the future. AC could be transmitted over much longer distances with less energy loss, making it a far more efficient and scalable system for the future. Tesla's genius lay not only in his vision, but in his ability to design the technology that would make AC practical for widespread use. When Tesla and Edison first crossed paths, it seemed like they might work together. Tesla had been hired by Edison in the early stages of his career, and he even worked on improving Edison's DC machines. However, Tesla soon realized that Edison's methods and vision were limited. The two men had different approaches to solving the problems of the day, and Tesla's ideas about A were radically different from Edison's insistence on DC. The rivalry escalated when Tesla, after leaving Edison's company, partnered with George Westinghouse. Westinghouse, who had the financial backing to bring Tesla's ideas to life, made it his mission to promote a C-powered. This set the stage for what would come to be known as the War of Currents, a battle to determine which electrical system would become the global standard. Edison launched a campaign to discredit Tesla and his C-power going. so far as to demonstrate the dangers of AC by publicly electrocuting animals. He even suggested that AC would be used to execute criminals, hoping to turn public opinion against it. Edison's campaign reached its peak when he successfully convinced the authorities to electrocute a man named William Kemmler using AC in 1890. This act was meant to show the deadly power of AC, but it only fueled the fire of the rivalry. Tesla, meanwhile, remained focused on his work, determined to prove the superiority of a sequence. His persistence and innovation paid off in 1893 when the Westinghouse Company won the contract to power the World's Columbian Exposition in Chicago. For the first time, Tesla's AC system was put to the test on a large scale, and it was a resounding success. The fair's brilliant lights and the smooth functioning of the electrical system showcased the power of AC to the world. The final blow to Edison's DC came in 1896 when the Niagara Falls Power Company chose to implement Tesla's systems to transmit power to the city of Buffalo, New York. This was a monumental achievement, and the success of the Niagara Falls project helped solidify AC as the dominant electrical system in the United States and around the world. While Edison's DC system slowly faded into history, Tesla's AC revolutionized the way electricity was used and distributed, marking a decisive victory for Tesla and his vision for the future. Tesla's greatest contributions to science and technology were not just about creating new inventions. They were about seeing the world in a way that no one else could. His ability to visualize complex systems and his relentless drive to test his theories led to breakthroughs that shaped the 20th century and beyond. One of Tesla's most famous inventions is the Tesla coil, which he developed in 1891. The Tesla coil is a high-voltage transformer that has become synonymous with Tesla's name. It was initially created as part of his research into wireless transmission of energy. The coil could generate incredible electrical voltages, and Tesla used it to conduct experiments that demonstrated the possibilities of wireless communication and power transfer. While its initial purpose was to explore the potential of wireless energy, the Tesla coil also became a vital tool in various fields, including radio transmission, and it's still used in modern science demonstrations today. Perhaps Tesla's most influential invention, however, was alternating current, AC. His development of the AC motor in the late 1880s provided a far more efficient and practical solution to the growing need for electrical power. The AC motor allowed electricity to be transmitted over long distances without significant loss of energy, and it became the cornerstone of the modern electrical grid. Tesla's AC system was a true game changer. Unlike Thomas Edison's direct current DC system, which was limited in range, Tesla's alternating current could travel for miles, powering homes, factories, and cities. His AC system made large-scale electrical power distribution possible, and it soon became the global standard for electrical transmission. In addition to AC, Tesla also pioneered wireless communication and radio transmission. Though Guglielmo Marconi is often credited with the invention of the radio, Tesla had already demonstrated wireless communication years before. In 1893, Tesla conducted the first wireless transmission of electricity and experimented with the transmission of radio waves. He even developed a prototype for a wireless transmission of power, though the technology was far ahead of its time and not fully realized during his lifetime. Another of Tesla's fascinating inventions was the Tesla turbine, which was an innovative bladeless turbine design that utilized smooth discs instead of traditional blades. Though it never gained commercial success, the Tesla turbine showcased Tesla's ability to think outside the box and look beyond conventional designs. In 1901, Tesla's ambition to transmit energy wirelessly led him to embark on one of his most audacious projects, the Wardenclyffe Tower. The goal of this project was to create a massive tower that could wirelessly transmit both power and information across the globe. Though Tesla's vision for a connected world was ahead of its time, financial difficulties and the onset of World War I halted the project, and the tower was eventually dismantled. However, Wardenclyffe Tower remains one of Tesla's most visionary ideas, a symbol of his belief that energy could be shared freely across the planet. Tesla's innovations didn't stop at the physical inventions. He also envisioned the future of technology, forecasting many things we take for granted today. He predicted the rise of smartphones, drones, and even wireless technology, long before these inventions were a reality. Tesla once famously said, "The day that science begins to study non-physical phenomena, it will make more progress in one decade than in all the previous centuries of its existence." This statement shows just how far ahead of his time Tesla truly was. Tesla's contributions are the foundation of much of the technology we use today, and his inventions continue to influence and inspire modern scientists and engineers. Whether it's the electricity powering our homes, the wireless communication that keeps us connected, or the vision of a world where energy is freely available, Tesla's impact is undeniable. In the early 1900s, Nikola Tesla was at the peak of his career. His inventions had revolutionized the way the world used and understood electricity, and his name was known across the globe. Yet, as the years went by, Tesla's fortunes began to change, and his career took a dramatic turn. One of the key factors contributing to Tesla's decline was his inability to manage his finances. Despite his groundbreaking work, Tesla was often short of funds and had trouble securing consistent backing for his projects. His ambitious ideas, such as the Wardenclyffe Tower, which aimed to wirelessly transmit power across vast distances, required substantial investment money that Tesla was unable to raise. Investors, many of whom had previously been enthusiastic about his ideas, grew wary of his unorthodox visions and his tendency to get lost in ambitious, high-risk projects. Tesla's lack of business acumen was compounded by his tendency to spend money imprudently. He often gave away his ideas for free, believing that the advancement of science was more important than personal profit. Tesla's disregard for financial gain became one of the reasons he struggled to maintain control over his projects, and many of his inventions fell into the hands of others, including industrialists like George Westinghouse and J.P. Morgan, who profited greatly from Tesla's work. By the early 1900s, Tesla was no longer the influential figure he had once been. His focus shifted away from large-scale inventions to more experimental and personal projects. He began working on ideas like wireless transmission of energy and even a death ray, a theoretical weapon that he believed could change the course of warfare. These ideas, though innovative, were often impractical and never fully realized. Tesla's mental state also began to decline. He became more eccentric as the years went on, and his obsession with certain ideas, like his belief in the importance of the number 3, grew more intense. He developed phobias, including a fear of germs and a deep aversion to physical touch, which led to an increasing sense of isolation. His once thriving social life faded, and he withdrew from the public eye. In the 1920s, Tesla's health began to deteriorate. He was living in relative obscurity, his genius unappreciated by the general public. Despite his groundbreaking work, he was often forgotten, overshadowed by other figures like Edison and Marconi. Tesla's later years were spent in poverty, with the once prominent inventor living alone in a New York hotel. He struggled with financial difficulties and was unable to pay his bills, despite his immense contributions to science and technology. In 1931, Nikola Tesla passed away alone in his apartment in New York City at the age of 86. The world had moved on, and Tesla's name had faded from the headlines. He died penniless, with his inventions often uncredited or overshadowed by the achievements of others. But his legacy would live on, though not in his time. Tesla's contributions would eventually be recognized and celebrated. Though Nikola Tesla spent his final years in obscurity, history has a way of catching up. Today, his name is synonymous with innovation, and his legacy continues to influence the world in ways he could never have imagined. How did the genius who was once forgotten become one of the most revered figures in modern science? In the mid-20th century, Tesla's work started to gain more attention. The rise of radio, wireless communication, and electrical engineering brought his contributions into the spotlight. Though Guglielmo Marconi is often credited with the invention of the radio, Tesla's earlier work in wireless transmission of signals was pivotal to the development of radio technology. In fact, the U.S. Patent Office recognized Tesla as the inventor of the radio in 1943, after a lengthy legal battle between Marconi and Tesla's estate. One of the most significant milestones in Tesla, this posthumous recognition, was the naming of the Tesla unit in honor of his work with electromagnetism. In 1960, the International System of Units, SI, adopted the Tesla as the unit of measurement for magnetic flux density, a fitting tribute to his groundbreaking research in electromagnetism. This scientific acknowledgement solidified Tesla's place in the annals of history as a pioneering scientist whose ideas were far ahead of his time. Tesla's legacy also grew as technology advanced. The 20th century saw the widespread adoption of alternating current, AC, the system Tesla had championed, and it became the standard for electrical power distribution worldwide. Today, AC powers homes, businesses, and industries around the globe, making Tesla's vision a reality. In recent decades, Tesla's name has seen a resurgence in popular culture, largely thanks to the success of companies like Tesla, Inc., founded by Elon Musk. The electric vehicle company's name was a direct homage to Tesla, and Musk has frequently cited the inventor's vision and contributions as an inspiration for his own work in renewable energy and sustainable transportation. This modern connection has made Tesla a household name once again, with his legacy as an inventor and visionary being celebrated by new generations. Beyond technology, Tesla's life story has become a symbol of the tension between genius and society, the struggle between innovation and the status quo. His life, marked by moments of brilliance and profound personal sacrifice, speaks to the price that sometimes comes with pushing the boundaries of what's possible. Today, his story is told in books, documentaries, and movies, with new generations discovering the incredible journey of a man who changed the world. In 2020, Tesla's legacy was further immortalized with the release of a biographical film titled Tesla, starring Ethan Hawke, which explored the inventor's complex life and his often overlooked contributions to science. As interest in Tesla's life continues to grow, more people are beginning to recognize just how much he shaped the modern world. Though Tesla died in relative obscurity, today he is seen as one of the most influential inventors in history. His contributions to electrical engineering, wireless communication, and many other fields have shaped the world in ways he could never have imagined. Tesla's legacy lives on in every device that runs on electricity, every radio broadcast, and every technological advancement that owes its existence to his groundbreaking work. Nikola Tesla's life is a testament to the power of vision, perseverance, and innovation. His journey was marked by incredible achievements, heartbreaking failures, and personal isolation. How did a man who once changed the world end up forgotten, his genius overshadowed by his misfortune? Tesla's story is one of contrast. He was both a celebrated genius and a forgotten man, a visionary who saw the future clearly but struggled to live in his present. His inventions, from alternating current to the Tesla coil, laid the foundation for the technological advancements that define modern life. Yet for much of his career, he battled financial difficulties, health issues, and the indifference of the world around him. Despite the challenges, Tesla's unwavering belief in his ideas and his ability to imagine a better future made him one of the most influential figures in history. His inventions didn't just change the world of electrical engineering, they changed the very way we live. Whether it's the electricity lighting our homes or the wireless communication connecting us to the world, Tesla's influence is felt every day. Today, Tesla is more than just an inventor. He is a symbol of creativity, resilience, and the importance of thinking outside the box. His legacy teaches us that true innovation often comes with great personal sacrifice, but it also shows that even in the face of adversity, a single individual can leave a mark on the world that lasts for generations. Nikola Tesla may have faced hardships and struggles throughout his life, but his contributions to science, technology, and the modern world are undeniable. The world may have overlooked him during his lifetime, but today, we celebrate him as one of the greatest minds to ever walk the earth. As we look to the future, we can't help but wonder what ideas might still be ahead of their time, waiting for the next Nikola Tesla to bring them to life. His story reminds us that the greatest innovations often come from those who dare to dream the impossible.